over water shortage issues. The community is up in arms as they had been without water for the past 3 weeks. Protesters claim that they have not received any notification from municipal authorities on when water services will be restored. The executive mayor of Madibeng municipality was supposed to address the residents earlier this morning, but did not pitch for that meeting. Residents have vowed to keep up their protest action until the mayor addresses them.
This morning, the protest started around 1 o'clock with the community of Barzeva blocking the roads. Apparently, their crisis is based on the issue of service delivery. Then what we did as the police, we made sure that we mobilize our people to come and monitor the situation. At the moment, we don't have any arrest made. However, we are trying to make some engagement with the community to move out all the barricades that are put on the road.
We as residents of Bariseba, we met because we are facing the issue of lack of water that we have been experiencing for over 6 months. The residents of Madikwe are also experiencing the same issue. Surprisingly enough is that we had water before elections, but just after the elections, we started experiencing water shortages, and we don't understand if this is a political sabotage or not.
Well, let's get the details of this story. Joining us now to discuss this further is ANSM reporter Lungani Nguni, joining us live from Brits. Good afternoon to you, Lungani. Looking at the visuals, residents are very upset. They've been protesting for a while now. Earlier we saw someone coming forward to address them, but they are saying now that they want to see the mayor come forward and talk to them. What's the latest?
Very good afternoon, and a good afternoon to our viewers at home. Yes, residents have been on the streets from the early hours of 1 in the morning, making it to a total of 12 hours on the streets, barricading the roads within the community of Barseba. Well, the main issue here was the issue of water, amongst other grievances. Well, then they had requested that for the mayor to please come forward and address this issue and hear what their cries are in this regard. Well, the municipality did, however, send in MMC Shadrach Volmerans, who is the MMC for infrastructure here in Bochanala local municipality. Well, he did address the community of Barseba in this regard, saying that they are trying by all means to assist the community by actually sending out a technical team to address the water issue here in this community. Well, the main reason for all of this water shortage here is apparently because of the reservoirs that are said to not be full to capacity, where residents are subjected to restrictions in certain hours. But the main cry from the residents was that these restrictions were not properly communicated to them as residents, but now they're saying they have been without water for the past 3 months, which is now really frustrating them because this bears them from going to work and school. Well, upon addressing the community, the MMC did try to reach an agreement with the community members, saying that they are sending out a team to actually address this water issue, and could just the residents please remove all barricades so that people can access the roads. Well, the final answer from residents was that they are not removing any sort of barricades. They are willing to stand here for 7 days, need be, until they see water coming out of their taps. Well, that was the reason, saying that they can come address until they see water running out of their taps. They're not moving. Well, however, the situation is a bit calm, but residents have still barricaded the roads. As you can just see on my back here, there are still burning debris on the road and rocks barricading motorists from actually accessing the community of Barseba. Well, just above that, there is a huge backlog of traffic where motorists can't access the main road here in Barseba. Well, this is the information we have thus far, and that residents, we can reassure you guys that residents are saying until they see water coming out of their taps, they are not going to move. They are not moving any sort of barricade from this road.
3 weeks without any water, that's what the residents are saying. Have you heard from the municipality as to what has caused this, what the issue is, and what the plan going forward is? We do know that we heard from the councillor saying that technicians would be sent out later, but why has these residents been without water for the past 3 weeks?
Well, the response we got from the municipality in that regard is that they have limited water in their dams, saying that their reservoirs are half empty. So at times they need to just shut down the valves and just to enable the reservoirs to have enough water for all the residents to access. But however, residents are refuting that, saying that this is the incompetency of the municipality in terms of providing water into their communities. Well, because this is just not the only community without water. They did make mention of a few other neighboring communities communities here, saying that they've been experiencing water shortages for the past 3 months, saying that before elections, water were free-flowing, and then after elections, they felt that they just got deprived the right to have water. Also making mention of the absence of their councillor, of their newly elected councillor. They did make mention that the guy is incompetent, who is supposed to be actually taking serious what the community members are crying for. He's nowhere to be seen. Well, the response in that regard by municipality was that the councillors are still undergoing Salga training just to ensure that they're incompetent when they come back into their communities.
Just lastly, Lungani, we see burning tires and fires. Just talk us about the police presence in the area. You did say that there's a large amount of traffic being blocked as well, and there seems to be a traffic pileup as well. Are police on the scene? Are there any arrests? Have there been any arrests made so far this afternoon?
Well, speaking to Officer Palane, there hasn't been any arrest at the moment, but public order policing have been called in to calm the situation. Well, a situation that was rather calm. They're just here to ensure that no vandalism is done in the area. Well, what we can confirm is that there are still burning debris that has been there for the past 12 hours, where residents have also assured that they will not move that until they see water coming out of their taps. Well, what we can confirm for sure is that no arrest has been made and no major vandalism has been reported to the public order policing. However, there is a heavy police presence in the area looking out for the situation.
Well, thank you very much, Lungani, for the update. We'll check in with you throughout the day and the afternoon to see if there are any further developments. ANN7 reporter coming to us live there from Brits, where residents are still protesting. They've been protesting since the early hours of this morning, saying that they've been without running water for the past 3 weeks.